سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Our dear participants in this sports conference, you are sincerely welcome to my presentation, which is about the role of accountability and transparency in boosting zakat payments. As a colleague that is working on the field, our concern has always been how do we mobilize enough funds to be able to take care of the needy, the downtrodden, the poor people in our community. It's been our concern how do we actually use zakat to wipe off poverty in our midst. It's always what's bothering our mind. What are the things that we need to put in place so that the quantum of zakat that we are going to mobilize will be enough to take care of the requests of the needy in our society. And that's why it's very important for us that we rub minds on this. We have chosen Lagos State as a case study, probably because of some little effort that we have put in place. And I'm very sure we might not, as a matter of fact, are not the best. There are quite a number of us that are doing very well. However, maybe we have not been doing proper reporting. Maybe that is why our activities have not been noticed. So I've tried as much as possible not to take much of our time, and that's why I've put up just 7 steps. 7 steps as listed above is what I'll be relating to address this presentation. Zakat summarized. We've been hearing about the zakat since we started yesterday. So I may not be talking much about what is zakat. It's what we all know. But in our summarized format, you will soon see it. After that, I quickly look at the word accountability. And I move to transparency. And I look at benefit of both of them. If a zakat institution is accountable and is very transparent, what do we stand to gain? So that is what I've put up as the 4th step. And the next is case study of Lagos State, operational practices in Lagos State, and appreciation to all of you for taking your time to listen to my presentations. Now, zakat in summary is what we have on the screen. We see zakat as the top pillar of Islam. And what is it going to do? It's going to purify both the payers as well as the beneficiaries. It's going to purify the society at large. That's why we call it is to purify. That is to us. That is the work of the zakat. It's going to purify our hearts as a zakat payer, that the wealth in question is not yours. That's only pleased Allah to favor you with the wealth. There are quite a number of people outside there that are doing better than you, but in His Allah's wisdom and determination, He has decided to bequeath, to give you that quantum of wealth. So when you are paying your zakat, you are being grateful to Allah, and Allah will use it to purify you. It's also to bring development to our community, because when the poor people receive, they also take part in the economic activities. Thereby, development is taking place, and it will cause growth it will cause growth in all ramifications. To the person who is paying the zakat, Allah will purify his wealth, Allah will bless his wealth will continue to grow. To the beneficiary who is receiving the wealth, he also have means of economic development, so it's going to lead to growth. So this is what we call summary of zakat in brief. Now, the word accountability has so many definitions, but we want to see it within these 8 outlines. First and foremost, accountability to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who assigned us. Because the word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used in commanding the prophet is Ud min amwali. Take from their wealth. It's an instruction, it's a command. It is Allah that has given that assignment. And I think if Allah has given you assignment, one needs to be very careful to ensure the assignment is well done, and you are going to account for it. And as a matter of pillar of Islam, zakat, accountability is one of our watchwords. There are so many verses of the Quran. فَمَنْ يَعْمَلُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلُ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. If you have put forward an atom weight of good, Allah records it. And if it's the other side, Allah equally records it. So as a zakat practitioner, those of us who are collecting zakat, every single kobo given to us, we are first and foremost accountable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why if we are not sure of doing the job, it's better for you to move far away from it, so that it's not going to be a cost for you on the day of accountability. So it's very, very important that we should choose our employee carefully. We should choose those who will man the institution of zakat and waqf carefully. It shouldn't be a political appointment. We are the APC, we are the PDP, we are the next person, so this person must be assigned. No. Those that are righteous should be those ones that are assigned to this work, because we are going to account for this on the day of resurrection. It's very important. Number 2, accountability to the beneficiaries. Accountability to the beneficiaries. We should not see the beneficiaries as beggars. They are not beggars. Allah has listed 8 categories of beneficiaries in the Quran, Quran 9 verse 60. Allah has listed them. So they need to know and they need to see that those who are in charge of the zakat and waqf are doing justice to what they are doing. They are the real reason where the zakat and waqf are being institutionalized. And that is why we hold it to them to account for what we are giving them. We don't just see them as maybe we are just dashing you now. No. No, it is Allah that has assigned this wealth to them. Those of us who are in charge of collection, it is our responsibility to ensure that we give them necessary comforts that makes them to be comfortable to collect the zakat, and also to use it when they are having issues for them to come back to let you know, and when they are making it, they too will become zakat payers. So we need to take them into cognizance. When they come to collect the zakat, we should treat them honorably so that they feel part of the society. This is part of accounting to them. Even if they are not able to satisfy all their needs, by the time they get back home, they should have good things to say about that zakat institution, about the people who are using the zakat and waqf that they have visited. Also, the donors and funders. You also need to account for them. The zakat payers. Even though they have done it, lillahi wa rasuli, they have paid the money, they are not even looking back. But we need, as institution of zakat, to give them adequate reports. To let them know that this is how your money is applied. We must go extra length to find a way of presenting the reports to them. There are some that want it in print format. There are some that want it in electronic format. There are some that you have to go and visit them and show them that, sir, see what we are doing. These are things that we need to do when we collect zakat from people. Yes, we should collect the zakat and pray for them, but they need a feedback so that they can be encouraged to pay more. You may lose a zakat payer if he's paying zakat for you and you don't give reports to him. You will say, why am I giving you the zakat? I've been giving it all these days. I've never seen a single report. And when we are seeing report, it's not just report of we have distributed your 1 million, we have given this person 200, 300, 400, 500. No, it goes beyond that. You should be able to explain to them how the zakat has transformed the beneficiaries. That person that we bought a tricycle for last year, sir, is the one you used to see on so road. He now has 3 or 4 tricycles. He will be encouraged to say, hey, alhamdulillah. So this is how to ensure the donors and the funders. When the donors and funders receive this type of reports, they will be encouraged to pay more, and thereby they are boosting the zakat collection. Government needs to be given the reports, especially those who are in government, who are government-owned zakat institutions. For those of us that are not government-owned zakat institutions, we still hold government the responsibility of giving them the report. There are quite a number of reports that we're supposed to give the government. We need to give our audited report to the government to let them know how we are utilizing the money we are collecting from the public. From the public, the donors are public. Some people don't know you, they just see you. Lagos Zakat Foundation, National Zakat Foundation, Kaduna Zakat Foundation, Corp, and so on. They just see and they see what you are doing and they are paying to you. They need your reports. So we need to give them all the. And government will be coming out from time to time on the issue of report. And this is what will encourage government to give us enabling law framework that will allow the zakat is entrenched in our community. If you don't give the report, they will not know what we are actually doing. Number 5, board of directors. If you have board of directors, whether advisory or the one you appointed yourself, they also need the report of your activities. In an emirate zakat institution, you need to let the emir know what is happening. It's not enough that you have collected zakat and we have distributed the zakat. What has been the impact of the zakat collected and distributed? So they need to know. The staff, those people that are working with you, they should not have doubts about the usage of the zakat proceeds, so that shaitan will not use them. You see, not the idiot that is buying vehicle. 4 years ago, he bought Highlander. This year, Mercedes-Benz. The wife has just traveled. The children are traveled. They went on Umrah and Hajj. No. They should have thorough knowledge of how these funds are being administered. It's not just to say, maybe we employ them. Yes, you employ them. You employ them as a part of a team that is working for zakat. They need to be carried along as to the activity, because you are not going to be there forever. And as you are moving, I think the best manager is the one that is carrying along his team. If it's not there, the team will continue to work. The public needs to be well informed, as well as the partner organization like AZAWON. Every year it has always been an headache for us. Submit your report, submit your report, submit your report. You will not get the report. I'm not saying you are not working. You are working, but important thing that people will use in evaluating you is the report. If you say the student is very brilliant, the student is very good, where is his exam script? If he doesn't have exam script, there is no way you will score him. You won't score him anything. It's as good as if he has not done anything. So we need all this report. This is what we need to do as Zakat practitioner. I try to look at the next step, which is the this up. Okay, it's supposed to be transparency. Sorry for the no. Okay. Okay, these are the accountabilities achieved through these steps. Some steps that if you take them as a Zakat institution or WAPO institution, these are important 5 steps that you should take. It will make accountability easy for you. Number 1, proper financial record keeping. Proper financial record keeping. You might be the head. You might not have these skills as much as is required. You need to solicit. You need to get people that will help you to keep that record. Every item received needs to be recorded. On what date is this recorded? Who is the donor? We need to keep that record. Very, very important. As well as every item of Zakat given out. This quantum of money has been given out to this. This item has been given out to this. We need to keep that proper record. Number 2, this record that you are keeping, you should have internal auditor, somebody that audits it to be very sure that you are recording them correctly. You are not misinforming the donor at the end of the day or the beneficiary. So you need the account need to be audited at least once in a year. The record of your activity needs to be audited at least once in a year. And you must produce your annual report. Produce your annual report regularly so that people will know what is happening. Then, the impact of the assessment should equally be recorded. The impact of the assessment. It is not enough to say we have collected 100 cow, 50 camel, and we have distributed them. What has been the impact? Zakat needs to take us out of poverty. How many people can you record to say this year, these are the number of people that are out of poverty from the Zakat or WAPO disbursed? And we also need a feedback mechanism from the beneficiaries as well as from the donor, so that all of you are working together. The donor, the Zakat institution, as well as the beneficiary. On the issue of transparency is very crucial as an aspect of Zakat collection in order for you to be, your Zakat to be improving. Number 1, we need to communicate clearly. We need to communicate clearly. You can see that glass cup. I purposely put that glass cup with the hand. You can see where the hand is blood. You cannot see to the other hand. But on the top, where the water is filled, you can see the other hand. That is how transparent we should be. Look at this. Look at this bottle. You can see through it. You need to be very transparent. Immediately you put something there, it becomes colored. You cannot see through it again. Zakat and Waqf institution need to be very, very transparent. We need to communicate clearly to people so that they will understand what we are saying. If you are dealing with Yoruba community, you need to speak Yoruba to them. Dealing with Hausa community, you have to speak Hausa to them. And when you are dealing with English people, speak English to them. They must understand you. There must not be a miscommunication. They must understand what you are saying. Number two, be accountable to them. Be accountable to them here is we should lower our wings as Zakat institutions. We should lower our wings. We should respect their opinion, both the Zakat payers as well as beneficiaries. We are not their boss. We are not their boss. They should see it in our dealings with them. When they see it, they will comment about you. You will receive favorable recommendations that will make them to patronize you. Number three, we should follow the financial reporting standard as laid down by the government. Don't say we are not governmental. No. Follow the financial standards laid down by the government of your country so that they will not accuse you of mismanagement or corruption. And make sure within the Sharia context, you are still within the Sharia context. Information accessibility. Let the information about the Zakat Waqf that you are managing be available easily. Maybe on the website, let it be there. It might be on the billboard, let it be there. It might be on the radio, let it be there. It might be television. Whatever means of communication that will make people to get what you are doing, make it available for them. Don't say we have done our own and Allah has seen us. Yes, Allah has seen you. But your donors, your beneficiary, or the entire stakeholder need to see you. Engage in leadership transparency. When I say leadership transparency, in Nigeria, the greatest problem we have is most of our leaders tell us one thing and they are doing another thing. Yes, it's a big problem. As a Zakat practitioner, you cannot do that and you continue to receive Zakat from the payers. You as a Zakat practitioner, have you pay your own Zakat? And you come out and say, yes, I have paid my Zakat. When you are engaging others, and you tell them that, come, I have paid my own Zakat. I have institutionalized a Waqf for myself. If you cannot say that, what is the moral right for you to be asking others to come and pay the Zakat? You must show the leadership. Show the leadership because it's important. Don't say, me, I'm using nisab of gold. When you know nisab of gold will be how much? Almost 9 million naira now. That will not allow you to pay zakat. Why not? Why can't you say, no, I'm using nisab of silver, which is less than 1 million, about 1 million naira, that will qualify you to pay zakat. It is when you do that that you can come out and say, come and pay your zakat. If you want zakat to be well collected in this state, the emir has paid the zakat. Has governor paid zakat? All the Muslims leaders in the community, have they paid their zakat? These are the samples that we as a practitioner need to show so that others can join us. Ethical fundraising policies. We must have a clear-cut policies. Anything haram is not zakatable. You don't pay zakat on haram. Not because we want to satisfy the need of the people, the indigent, the beneficiary. Now, non-Sharia company, we will now force them to come and pay zakat. No, they can't pay zakat. They can pay jizya. Alcoholic companies, you cannot go to them and say, come and finance, come and pay zakat. No. We should restrict ourselves to Sharia compliance activities to raise our funds. You should also have a membership procedure. People can join you in the work that you are doing. Volunteers will come. People will see what you are doing. How do you make them to come on board? It is not every Tom and Dick and Harry that you should make men your members. It's not everybody. That person that will be your member must have a track record of accountability and transparency so that people can rely on them to pay their zakat. And we call it staff selection, duties, and responsibilities. All those that are going to work in zakat institutions must have their clear duties well laid out. It is not the same person that is collecting, it's the one that is equally distributing, it's the one that is selecting the beneficiaries. It might be a bit difficult for you to be fair to the zakat as well collected if you are the one person doing it. Nobody will even be able to checkmate you. So you need more people surrounding you, but make sure they are trustworthy people that you have employed. Now, what are the benefits of these accountabilities? Number one, you are building trust around your institutions, around yourself, as well as all your staff. That's what you are building. And credibility will come with trust. And the entire stakeholder will be happy with your zakat institutions. It's very important. This is one of the benefits. You are going to attract and retain donors. The donors have their criteria list of selecting where they are going to put their money. All the zakat payers are free to choose. Zakat payers are free to choose that I'm going to pay my zakat to this. I can tell you in Lagos State, we collect zakat from Kaduna State. We get zakat from people in virtually 20 states of Nigeria. Does it mean we don't have zakat institutions around them? It's either they are not accountable, or they are not transparent, or they have not been showing their report of activities. They are working, but people have not seen them. Despite what we are doing in Lagos State, we still people that are saying they don't know us. They have not seen us, they have not heard about us. Because of what? We have not done enough to ensure that our report gets to where it's supposed to get to. So as a zakat institution, we need to do this, make sure your report gets to where it's supposed to get to. Number three is going to attract and retain donors. You are going to have many people paying to you if you are transparent and you are accountable to them. It's going to facilitate better decision making for you as a zakat institution, because you have been keeping your record. You can take so many decisions. Decisions like budget. We can project our own budget. As I'm standing before you, our budget for 2025 is already done. By 28th this month, the board are going to look at it. Because we have been see the way we have been moving, the trajectory, that every year we grow like around 25% increment, 25% increment, most of the time. Our total collection this year, both zakat and Sadaqah, is running to about 800 million. Now we are saying, going next year, we are looking at 1 billion naira. Because you see your records. And last year when we did our projection that we are going to mobilize 800 million, we were around 600 million total collection. And by the time we are rounding up with what? 822 million. So you'll be able to project that these are probably the number of items you are going to do next year. Last year, how many borehole did we send for people? How many are we going to do next year? So you almost like have an idea of what your incomes look like, and you can design out your income. If you are, it's also going to help you encourage your stakeholder engagement support. It will allow you to have very, engagement with your donors. We used to have donors forum. When we meet the donors forum, what are we going to give them? We give them the report of what has happened. The report of last year, this is what has happened. We have collected this and we have done this. And this is what we have done with your money. They will look at it, they will make their comments. At times, they will tell you, okay, why not do it this way? Why not do that way? Thank you, sir. And we leave. So we were wrapping with our donors. Engagement is easier because the records are there. If the records are not there, what are you going to do with them? How do you engage them? Definitely it's going to be very difficult. Then, it's also going to ease our compliance with government requests. It's going to ease our requirements submission to AZAWON. Immediately we finish our report last year, we have already forwarded our report. This year, we have forwarded our report. We don't wait till the end of the year. By September, October, we have handed up our report so that AZAWON can have our report. It's already submitted. So all of us need to work to ensure that as at when due, those things are ready, you'll be able to submit the report because you have been keeping the record as at when due. It's going to promote ethical practices. There's nothing to hide because you have the record already. So you can't come back and adjust the record. The record has been submitted. It's been audited. We have put it on our website. People can see it. So whatever happens, you need to 3 minutes. I will try and keep to that. Then it's going to enhance public awareness. Let me quickly go to the case study. You may not need much on case study again. Please, on the case study, you can see our vision and mission. Let us try and define something. Today, this is the way the whole world wants to see your report. Where are you going? What is that you want to do? What are the objectives? They are clearly stated here. The slide will be given to us so we can look at it. What is your core values? You must have a core value or try to develop one. Our own core value is PACT, professionalism. We spend a lot to ensure that our staff are well trained. You can't just say somebody is collecting zakat and it's not well trained. And that's why I sincerely appreciate our governor that said he's going to train everybody that is interested within the Jara State. He's going to train them. They are going to be very good, competent. When you are competent on what you are doing, it becomes easy for you to do. So it's important. Then accountability is the watchword. We have to show sincere concern for the people. That's what we call care. And we trust in Allah. We trust in Allah. This work we are doing is only Allah that, first and foremost, we want the trust of Allah and the trust of all the stakeholders that has given us this money. Our staff needs to cram this. They need to be living by this whenever they are engaging people so that they will not misbehave. These are our organogram. Please go to organogram, the next slide. Next slide, please. Wow. Okay. That's organogram. Make sure you have all those that you're supposed to have. Next slide, because of time. This is our 20 years reports. So you can see gradual increments. This is only for zakat. We are not talking of wakfu. We have a wakfu separated completely. Sadaqah is equally noted. This is zakat. And for the 20 years, we have been able to mobilize 2.3 billion for zakat, and we have disbursed them to about 28,000 people. Move to the next slide, please. Try to make sure the zakat that we are collecting, as well as wakfu, let us rebrand them some name. Let people have some other name or product around it so that they can connect with it. Look at it. widows and orphans support. There is no way you will see that widow and orphan support as beneficiary of zakat, but they are there in the Quran. Widows supposed to take some amount of money. Prophet is quoted that whoever take care of the orphan, mean and mean move, enter paradise side by side. So the orphans needs to be taken care of. We have debt relief, this is directly among the sorry. We have small support, education support, economic empowerment, and so on. Try to have product that people can relate. Some people will tell you the only thing I'm interested in my life is just to continue building mosques. No problem. Let him give you money. If he not give you zakat, let him give you money to build mosques. You can use it to manage mosques and beautify the mosque. That's nothing wrong. So, next slide, please. Okay, I have to move. I think because of time, I may have to just go to building the capacity. Please, let us build the capacity of whoever is going to work for us. I've spoken about that. Bringing people on board. We can't do it alone. The total number of people working for Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation, the volunteer workers are close to 150 volunteer workers. Those who just say, I am part and parcel of you. Volunteer workers come on board because of what they have seen that we are doing. They pay their zakat and they equally help us to talk to others. So it's very, very important. These are operations that we do. So please, because of time, I sincerely thank you for paying attention to the presentation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to be able to put in that zakat institution that all of us will be very proud of. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you so much, Prince Sulaiman Olagunju, for this wonderful presentation. Especially if I can read, maybe I will read this topic is topic of the conference. Definitely the topic is the role of accountability and transparency in boosting zakat payment. Maybe the case study in Lagos, isn't it? So issue of accountability and transparency is very, very vital, especially when you talk on the industry of zakat and waqf. Accountability and transparency is one of the key issues most of our zakat institutions, zakat and waqf, hubusi, sadaqah, and so on and so forth, is one of the key issues to be forecast, especially maybe the conventional way, traditional way of collecting zakat and distribution. Definitely supposed to be a story, especially nowadays in this technological era, in this digital era. So, alhamdulillah, going by the presentation of Brother Sulaiman, Prince Brother Sulaiman, so he brought in-depth analysis on the role and the function of one of the zakat institutions in Lagos. So alhamdulillah, they have come from far away. So maybe we can emulate from them. So is the area we lack. Want to come to the issue of Zakat industry. So most of the Zakat givers are complaining about this issue of transparency and the issue of accountability. We have a discussion day before yesterday with our colleagues. There is need for the Zakat institution maybe to update their, especially their facilities. He mentioned that maybe there is need to introduce Zakat identification card. For instance, maybe a beneficiary can collect Zakat maybe more times. He can collect from this masjid, move to the next local government, so he can collect so many times. But if there is identification, maybe there is thumbprint, so maybe he cannot be able to collect Zakat more than one time. So there are so many ways to identify those who are real beneficiaries and those who are not. So this topic is very, very relevant topic. Thank you so much, Professor Brother Sulaiman, for this wonderful presentation. May Allah reward you abundantly. So we will give chances, we will give people, if you have questions or you have comments, so the floor is open for you. We will give 2-3 people the access to ask questions or to make some comment. If you have some input regarding the paper just have been presented. We have one here, 2, 3. What of our sisters, mothers and daughters? Any question or any comments? So,
thank you very much. Our dear friends, Prof. Sulaiman Olagunju, we are really proud of this presentation. Coming from Lagos State. Lagos is the largest economy in Nigeria. Sir?
We already, I don't know, maybe you are commenting or you are asking questions. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
And the fourth largest economy in Nigeria and the fourth largest, I think, in Africa. And honestly, we are proud of what Lagos State is doing. Well done, sir, and your team. My questions are quickly 3. Please, what are the best ways to get support from corporate organizations that you have been doing in Lagos? Lagos has the largest number of companies, industries, and corporate organizations. What's the best way and best practices from your data? Secondly, that in both the formal and informal sector. Secondly, what's your relationship with Muslim and the Nigerian Student Council for Islamic Affairs? Muslim is Muslim Ummah of southwestern Nigeria. They have always complained of marginalization and many challenges in that aspect. And I'm sure they are those that are in contact with the grassroots in southwest or southern Nigeria. And they have a lot of things that they offer or are willing to offer in collaboration with Zakat and Waqf. Then finally, of all the sectors in Lagos economy where you work, which sector gives the most Zakat or Waqf? Which of the sectors of the economy in Lagos have the best of Zakat returns, and what will you advise vis-a-vis what we have up north here? Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Chairman, sir, my name is Baba Obakar Isau from Bauchi State. Chairman, inside the Zakat and Waqf, so local government Bauchi State. I have suggested the question. Well, let me start with the suggestion. His Eminence has talked about always we hold these conferences. This is the first time. And the AZAWON is 10th years now in existence. To be candid, as old as I am, I even don't know that until yesterday when I came to Jigawa. So if I may suggest to the official of AZAWON, please, as the Chairman Lagos suggested, let's get a comprehensive report in form of a book. They can send it in the market as printing charges or charges like that. They can even get revenue out of that, so that people can know what is going on in AZAWON. If to say, for example, if we have printed books, I will not have even talked that I don't know this issue. To be candid, we appreciate Lagos. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. May God bless you. However, my question is on the issue of transparency and the accountability. I got confused. In Zakat, not in other government organization or anything, in Zakat, what is the difference? Please, can you explicate the difference between accountability and transparency in Zakat accountability? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much.
Okay. So you missed the last one, let me. Okay. So please, due to the time factor, maybe tomorrow there is a general provision for questions and answers and comments. So now we're very tight, so maybe we will limit our. So sorry. So no. We'll allow the presenter to answer these two questions because of the time factor, maybe in 2-3 minutes.
Thank you so much. Let me start from the last question. The difference. You know, the difference is in all other accounts, you can adjust, you can manage, you can manipulate your records to beat government. But you cannot beat Allah. So that's the most important thing. You can't beat Allah. And that's the one thing that I've seen as most important. Number two is we try as much as possible to be responsible to the beneficiaries. In normal accounting, they don't care. They don't care. But we are concerned about the affair of the beneficiaries of the products. So, which is another important thing. So, comprehensive report, the AZAWONs have listened. Inshallah, we'll do our best. But it's a function of fund. To say you want to be on, do it everywhere, but we'll do our best, inshallah. Our relationship with Muslim and many other organizations is very cordial. We are very friendly with them. We are hoping, if you call us to come and do zakat payment for you, we don't collect anything, we don't charge you transport, we don't charge you anything, no accommodation, will come down. If you, whatever you give us, we say alhamdulillah. If you don't give, we don't ask for it. So we are very cordial with them. The most sector for work, well, bulk of the work that we have gotten in Lagos is mostly building. Building is the most one that we have received, and we are trying to get cash work. I'm sure last year the cash work we got runs to about 100 million. Cash work we have received runs to 100 million. But in terms of landed property that people are giving us land, giving us house, those are the areas that, and most of them, you still need to spend money on them before they can be useful. So that's our experience on the work. I think I've answered.
Thank you very much. We want to thank the chairman of the session, in person of Professor Jamil Musa, and the presenter, AZAWON. So even though there are two, let me join them to take the picture for this session.